Welcome to the summary of the 4 Agreements, a practical guide to personal freedom by Don Miguel Ruiz. This book is a self-help guide that emphasizes the importance of personal responsibility and the impact of our thoughts, beliefs, and agreements on our lives. Through the use of personal stories and ancient Toltec wisdom, Ruiz presents 4 agreements that can lead to a more fulfilling and authentic life. In this summary, we will explore these agreements and how they can be applied in daily life. Don Miguel Ruiz is a Mexican author, teacher, and healer who draws on his heritage and spiritual traditions to inform his teachings. He has written several books and is best known for the 4 Agreements, which has been a New York Times bestseller. This book offers practical advice for living a more authentic and fulfilling life, through the power of personal responsibility and the impact of our thoughts, beliefs, and agreements. In this summary, we will take a closer look at the 4 agreements presented in the book and how they can be applied in daily life. We will also highlight key examples and anecdotes from the book that illustrate the main points. Join us as we explore the powerful message of the 4 Agreements and learn how to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. In the 4 Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz presents 4 key agreements that can lead to a more authentic and fulfilling life. These agreements are: 1. Be impeccable with your word. This agreement emphasizes the importance of speaking with integrity and avoiding negative self-talk. According to Ruiz, the words we use have a powerful impact on our thoughts and emotions, and being impeccable with our word means being mindful of the words we use and avoiding negative self-talk. 2. Don't take anything personally. This agreement reminds us that other people's opinions and actions are a reflection of their own reality, and not a reflection of us. When we take things personally, we are more likely to be affected by negative emotions such as anger and hurt. By not taking things personally, we can detach ourselves from the opinions and actions of others and focus on our own reality. 3. Don't make assumptions. This agreement highlights the importance of clear communication and avoiding assumptions. When we make assumptions, we are more likely to misunderstand and misinterpret the actions and intentions of others. By asking questions and clarifying communication, we can avoid misunderstandings and build stronger relationships. 4. Always do your best. This agreement is about self-improvement and personal growth. By always doing our best, we can overcome limiting beliefs and cultivate positive habits. Ruiz emphasizes that our best will vary depending on the circumstances, and it is about giving our best effort in the present moment. These agreements are simple, yet powerful, and can have a significant impact on our lives when applied consistently. In the following sections, we will explore how these agreements can be applied in daily life and how they can lead to a more authentic and fulfilling life. In the 4 Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz uses personal stories and ancient Toltec wisdom to illustrate how these agreements can lead to a more fulfilling and authentic life. One key example that Ruiz uses is the story of a woman who is constantly criticized by her husband. By applying the 2nd agreement, don't take anything personally, the woman learns to detach herself from her husband's opinions and realizes that his criticism is a reflection of his own reality and not a reflection of her. This allows her to focus on her own reality and improve her self-esteem. Another example that Ruiz uses is the story of a man who is struggling with addiction. By applying the 4th agreement, always do your best, the man learns to overcome his limiting beliefs and take responsibility for his actions. He learns to take small steps towards his goal and gradually improves his habits, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life. Ruiz also draws on ancient Toltec wisdom to illustrate the agreements. For example, he uses the concept of mitote, which refers to the constant chatter in our mind, to illustrate the importance of being impeccable with our word. He explains that negative self-talk is a form of mitote, and by being impeccable with our word, we can quiet this inner chatter and focus on the present moment. These examples and anecdotes help to bring the agreements to life and illustrate how they can be applied in real-life situations. They provide a deeper understanding of the agreements and how they can lead to a more authentic and fulfilling life. In the 4 Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz presents 4 key agreements that can lead to a more authentic and fulfilling life. In this section, we will explore how these agreements can be applied in daily life. 1. Be impeccable with your word. To be impeccable with your word, it's important to be mindful of the words we use and avoid negative self-talk. We can practice this agreement by being mindful of our thoughts and the words we use when we talk to ourselves. For example, instead of saying "I can't do this," we can say "I will do my best." 2. Don't take anything personally. To not take anything personally, it's important to remember that other people's opinions and actions are a reflection of their own reality and not a reflection of us. We can practice this agreement by detaching ourselves from the opinions and actions of others and focusing on our own reality. For example, if someone criticizes us, we can remind ourselves that their criticism is not a reflection of us, but a reflection of their own reality. 3. Don't make assumptions. To not make assumptions, it's important to communicate clearly and avoid jumping to conclusions. We can practice this agreement by asking questions and clarifying communication. For example, if we are unsure about someone's intentions, we can ask them directly instead of making assumptions. 4. Always do your best. To always do our best, it's important to cultivate positive habits and overcome limiting beliefs. We can practice this agreement by giving our best effort in the present moment, regardless of the circumstances. For example, if we are feeling tired, we can still give our best effort to complete a task. By applying these agreements in our daily life, we can improve our relationships, reduce negative emotions, and live a more authentic and fulfilling life. It's important to keep in mind that these agreements are simple, but not easy, and it takes consistent effort to internalize and apply them in our lives. In addition to the key agreements presented in the 4 agreements, there are some additional tips to help you apply them in different settings, such as work and relationships. 1. Applying the agreements in work setting. In a work setting, it's important to be impeccable with your word and communicate clearly to avoid misunderstandings and build trust. By not taking things personally, we can detach ourselves from negative feedback and focus on learning and growth. It's also important to not make assumptions and always do your best to improve productivity and advance in our careers. 2. Applying the agreements in relationships. In relationships, it's important to be impeccable with your word and communicate clearly to avoid misunderstandings. By not taking things personally, we can detach ourselves from negative emotions and maintain healthy boundaries. Not making assumptions and always doing our best can help to maintain a positive and healthy relationship. 3. Applying the agreements in personal development and self-improvement. The agreements can be viewed in the context of personal development and self-improvement. Being impeccable with your word and not taking things personally can help us to reduce negative emotions and improve our self-esteem. Not making assumptions and always doing our best can help us to overcome limiting beliefs and cultivate positive habits. 4. Applying the agreements in cultivating positive habits. The agreements can also be used to cultivate positive habits. By being impeccable with your word, you can practice positive affirmations to improve your self-esteem. Not taking things personally can help you to avoid negative emotions that can sabotage your goals. Not making assumptions can help you to be more open-minded and not to miss opportunities. Always doing your best can help you to achieve your goals and overcome obstacles. By keeping these tips in mind, you can apply the agreements in different settings and contexts, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life. Remember that internalizing these agreements takes time and consistent effort, but the benefits are worth it. In the 4 agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz presents 4 key agreements that can lead to a more authentic and fulfilling life. These agreements are: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Through personal stories and ancient Toltec wisdom, Ruiz illustrates how these agreements can be applied in daily life to improve relationships, reduce negative emotions, and lead a more authentic and fulfilling life. The overall message of the book is that we have the power to control our thoughts, beliefs, and agreements, and that by doing so, we can take responsibility for our lives and live authentically. By being impeccable with our word, we can improve our self-esteem. By not taking things personally, we can reduce negative emotions. By not making assumptions, we can improve communication and build stronger relationships, and by always doing our best, we can overcome limiting beliefs and cultivate positive habits. The impact of this book is that it offers practical advice for living a more authentic and fulfilling life, through the power of personal responsibility and the impact of our thoughts, beliefs, and agreements. It has helped many people to understand and internalize these agreements, leading to positive changes in their lives. It's a book that can be read again and again, as it has depth and layers to it, and every time you read it you can discover something new. It's a timeless classic that encourages personal growth and self-improvement.